two animal tails. Both were once considered cheap scraps eaten by poor families. But today, one appears on upscale restaurant menus for $45 a plate, while the other still sits quietly in butcher shops for a few dollars. So how did oxtail become luxury food, while pigtail stayed cheap and mostly invisible? Because this story was never just about taste. It's about culture, psychology, restaurant trends, and one of the strangest food transformations in modern dining. Hey everyone, welcome back to Tiny Mechanisms Around the World. Today we're uncovering the hidden mechanism behind one tail becoming luxury, while another stayed cheap. Oxtail has become surprisingly fashionable in modern Western dining. Today you'll find slow-braised oxtail in trendy restaurants across New York, London, Toronto, and Los Angeles. Jamaican oxtail stew exploded internationally through Caribbean food culture. Italian cuisine preserved traditional oxtail dishes, and soul food traditions deeply embraced oxtail as rich comfort food. Modern chefs describe it as silky, rich, and luxurious, because after hours of slow cooking, the collagen melts into glossy gelatin and tender meat, exactly the type of comforting dish modern food culture loves. Pigtail never experienced the same transformation. Outside Chinese, Caribbean, Filipino, and Southern cooking, it mostly stayed invisible in mainstream Western restaurants. The first mechanism is simple biology. A cow is much larger than a pig. Oxtail contains more meat, more marrow, more collagen. After slow cooking, that collagen creates rich texture and deep flavor. Pigtails are smaller, fattier, and contain much more skin and cartilage relative to meat. They can absolutely be delicious, but visually they often feel more rustic to many Western diners. That matters enormously in restaurant culture. A large braised oxtail in glossy sauce simply looks more luxurious on a plate. But anatomy alone does not explain today's huge price gap. The second mechanism is cultural storytelling. In Jamaica and across the Caribbean, oxtail stew became beloved comfort food. Soul food traditions associated it with family gatherings and patience. Italian immigrants preserved classic oxtail recipes. Then, during the 1990s and 2000s, Western chefs began rediscovering poor people's cuts. Food culture suddenly celebrated slow cooking, rustic recipes, nose-to-tail eating. Oxtail fit perfectly into that movement. Ironically, the fact that it used to be poor people's food made it feel more authentic and desirable. Social media accelerated the transformation even further. Braised oxtail photographs beautifully. Dark, glossy sauce, slow-cooked meat, dramatic plating. At the same time, supply remained limited. Each cow only has one tail. So once restaurants, food media, and consumers all wanted oxtail together, prices exploded. In many American cities today, raw oxtail costs roughly $12.18 per pound. In restaurants, braised oxtail dishes often reach $35.55 per plate. That's remarkable because only a few decades ago, many butchers struggled to sell it. Pigtails never experienced the same mainstream demand explosion. Instead, many are exported, processed, or sold cheaply through ethnic supermarkets, often for only $1.04 per pound. And there's another twist. Many pigtails are exported to Asia, where consumers are much more comfortable with collagen-rich, skin-heavy textures. Western food culture elevated one tail, while another culture quietly consumed the other. There's also a hidden psychological factor underneath all this. Western food culture often associates beef with prestige and pork with everyday cheapness. A slow braised beef tail sounds luxurious. To many mainstream Western diners, pigtail still feels overly rustic before they even taste it. This is one of the most powerful hidden mechanisms in food economics. Sometimes luxury is not created in the kitchen, it's created in culture. Today, two very different worlds exist side by side. In one restaurant, a braised oxtail dish arrives under warm lighting for $45. Meanwhile, somewhere else, pigtails are still sold quietly in neighborhood butcher shops for a fraction of the price. The real difference was never just flavor, it was cultural attention. So next time you see braised oxtail on a menu for $45, remember, you're not just paying for meat. You're paying for decades of cultural transformation, scarcity, marketing, and perception. Have you ever tried pigtail before? Would you order it at a restaurant? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this episode of Tiny Mechanisms Around the World, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Take care.